begin to set this machine up for wheat, we want to remember that we had the cob deflector down for corn probably last, and swinging it up into the wheat position puts the cob deflector out of the way and allows better airflow through the machine, prevents a positive pressure inside the chaffer area, gives us easier to clean and adjust for sample. We have a couple choices in preparing this machine with a feeder house drum height for wheat. In doing so, we have either auger header that you might run on the front of this machine, or you might be running a draper header. If you're running an auger header, we're going to encourage you to drop that feeder house drum down into the lower stops so the feeder house conveyor chain to the floor height is closer than if it was in the high position. If you're running a draper headers have a feeding system that forces the crop in towards the feeder house, and it flows much smoother, and you will probably be able to run your feeder house drum in the upper position without any interrupted crop flow. With our feeder house set on the small sprocket, our feed accelerator, we have a couple choices on speed. When we were in corn, we were in the low, slow side of the feed accelerator. In wheat, the book will talk about setting it on the fast feed accelerator speed. Fast feed accelerator speed will potentially pre-thresh wheat at the point of the feed accelerator. And if we were wanting to maintain straw quality, we would switch the feed accelerator over to the low side as long as the straw is dry and flowing through the machine very well. Straw quality is based on our handoff from the feeder house chain to the feed accelerator. If we can maintain straw quality at that point, we can maintain straw quality through the machine and the potential for gentlemen that want to bale. With the feeder house in the small sprocket and the feed accelerator on the slow speed or the outside set of drive sheaves, that is a one-to-one handoff. The gentlest will be able to handle that crop. In doing so, we're going to be able to maintain straw length and keep that head attached to that straw. So as we run it into the rotor for the threshing process, we'll be able to thresh that head more consistently when it's attached to the straw. If it's separated from the straw and becomes a broken piece on its own, then we get broken heads that roll inside the rotor, and they're harder to thresh and control. With the straw chopper, we'd like to be able to make sure that we switch over the speed to the fast position for the fact that when we're in wheat, we're running a high volume of material and also spreadability with the larger headers. We need to make sure it's shifted into that outer position for fast. Or prior to this model, the S series, we had to change belts in their sheave. With the stationary knife bank, you can pick your desired crop chopping length that you'd like. As we switch the machine over for wheat, we want to make sure we've put the rotor drive into the high gear on the 2-speed rotor drive. And if it's difficult at times doing that, sometimes just grabbing the rotor drive sheave and rolling it will help that engagement. Separator grate spacers need to be up on top of the frame rail with the separator grates bolted up tight to that frame rail for small grains in wheat. As we prepare for wheat harvest, one of the common areas that's overlooked is a variable speed feeder house drive, and making sure it is slowed completely down and ready for the sickle or knife drive type headers. If we leave a feeder house variable speed too fast, then we can damage or ruin our knife drive assemblies.